Comedy Simp, the podcast you can't resist. Stephen Michael James, the host you won't wanna miss. From Seattle to the world, his humor will persist. Join the fun, get ready to enlist.
So we are, yes I did, man, I did, $15.
Jeff
Okay.
Bezos, thank you.
Okay,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is the Comedy Simp Podcast, and we are here with a stacked whole
But
group of
most
guests
importantly,
here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nick Cody,
Juggalo Jake.
Juggalo Jake, Rob Conroy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey guys, where can everybody find you online?
Yeah, you guys can all find me on all the social medias at Nick R. Cody. Be careful how you type that or say that or
Nick
put
R.
it.
Don't say that too many times fast.
Oh, God, how many times have you said that one?
All right.
Juggalo Jake, how do we find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Juggalo Jake Comedy, and on TikTok and Instagram you can find me at Juggalo Jake 777.
And Rob?
I'm actually not online anymore. There's just I got some things on my computer that I just
Yeah.
I need to keep.
Thank you, Elon.
Doge came in and had to remove some malware from Rob's computer, some
It
questionable.
deleted everything.
It's from 2012. It was a different time.
All
the
my computers.
world ended.
Just yesterday, I put them in the microwave. I had to put them. Put them in the microwave
and then
destroy
they
the hard
just
drive or
they're
whatever.
gone.
Yeah.
It's,
So
you
now
poke holes in it, drill. Yeah.
Clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a regular old Hillary Clinton over here destroying evidence.
Yeah.
Boys, what are we doing?
Naughty,
How are we
naughty.
doing tonight? We're here at the what do we call it? Castle Jake. Castle Jake. What do we call this? The
You know what it reminds me of? So
J-Den. We'll
it's
just
a-
the J Den.
It's a
Well, that could be
Yeah.
like Jew. You don't
Yeah.
want that. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
or you do,
There's-
depending on what side
they're
you're
on
on.
the
You know,
floorboards.
you could be either one. You know,
It
but
reminds me of
I mean,
Frank
I'm not
and
Jewish, but one day, maybe.
Frank and Charlie from what's that show?
what?
Frank
Frank?
and Charlie from
Always sunny.
Always Sunny.
Oh.
Because it's a one bedroom. There's a
Oh, yeah.
shared toilet down the street. I just want to start using the toe knife and cleaning my toes.
You totally should,
Yeah.
dude.
Because this is their apartment. This
Well,
is exactly what
I
it
like
looks
it, man. I wish, I don't wish that I was single, but if I was, I'd want to be in a place
Oh
like
no, this
I want to
studio's
be
a
in a
lot
place like
cleaner
this.
than
This is
fucking
nice.
Frank's apartment
This
on
is
the
a
show.
For now.
This is a happening neighborhood. There's all sorts of. There's hard to find parking out there. There's people.
There's trash everywhere.
What is that street?
Oh,
What
yeah.
is that busy street right there?
There's shit all on the sidewalks
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So
There's
you gotta
shit
be
all-
careful
There was a
with
dead
that.
rat. I'm not. This is not
And
like.
you can't tell if it's dog shit or homeless
No,
shit.
you can't.
This is one of Seattle's
You can.
prime
I
neighborhoods.
can't.
Actually,
I can't.
it's one of the most exclusive neighborhoods to live. Rats. All right. Well, guys.
Rats.
We're here. It's a wonderful Friday night. The boys. We're all comedians here. We did some comedy tonight. Rob, you didn't do any comedy. You were too busy at your job. They wouldn't let you go. What happened at work tonight, man?
Okay, as always,
Yeah.
we close at 9 p.m. And people decided they funnel in.
They show up at 8:45.
Like lemmings, yeah, at 8:45, and I'm making it very obvious. We just do takeout usually at this point, and then they shame me into we'll just be really quick, and then they never leave until 9:30. And tonight, I had to get them to leave. I had to turn off the TVs and the music and stuff. But I did that last night. Because there was another group of people that wouldn't leave, and they said this to me as I'm cleaning up their table at 9:25, 25 minutes after.
Jesus.
He's like, "Don't worry, bro, we'll get out of here soon." Really cocky. So then that's when I loudly started talking to the kitchen. I'm like, "Hey, you know, pedophilia is not really that big of a deal if you think about it." Yeah, I was like, "Have you heard the new Kanye song?" I was just loudly being as abrasive as possible, and I think it did work. I think that's what they left, but I'm like waiting for them to. I've been reading the
You
reviews.
talk about shit just to get them to leave.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
In comedy, one of the things we want to do is make people laugh. But
I want to make them leave.
you have learned a skill.
Make them leave.
That's
to make
almost
them
the opposite,
leave.
you know.
Yeah.
Like you could be if they're far, you could be a fire marshal, right? If there are too many people in a room and we needed to clear it out for safety reasons, we'll
Let's
put
talk
you
about
on.
trans
yeah,
people,
absolutely,
folks.
yeah.
Let's. Here's my opinion about the trans. And actually, that reminds me of Nick Cody's show that I was on.
What? Let's talk about the.
I didn't get any laughs.
Hold
but
on,
I got
before
like
we-
10. Oh my
Hold
god.
on, let's set the stage. Nick, how many how many shows have you done for how many tapped out shows? 17?
We had a count go. No, we're at 20.
20. Wow.
20 plus.
I was there for the very first one. You were there too.
It depends on, do you count the charity show for Christmas and the roast battle? But yeah, we had a show last Saturday, and I was very honored.
Peace of Mind Brewing, Linwood.
I thought I was very, very honored to be bringing Rob back since we had started Tapped Out together.
Yeah.
I made the big booking misfortune of putting him second.
Yeah.
And that's because well, hold on.
He blames me.
Background, we had double booked for your dog show.
He keeps saying my show. This is not my. I was
It's
just
only
asking
your
you-
responsibility, because if it weren't for you, everyone would have given up on the Whiskey Mile mic a long time ago.
I guess so, yeah.
So
I guess so. We've all been there. The Whiskey Mile. Jake? Juggalo
Yes.
Jake? One of the first features?
I featured there.
Man,
last year.
you were even there during the worst night of the Whiskey Mile.
Yes,
Probably the worst
that
bomb
was
anybody
the
ever had.
absolute worst
They didn't even show
one.
up.
Yeah, and
'Cause they
we
just
couldn't
bombed their
even
life away. It
perform.
was pretty terrible, you know?
That was a pretty terrible night.
Yeah, but we came back
we
just
came
a few
back.
weeks
I
later.
made up for it.
Yeah.
And
15 minutes? Was
yeah,
that
it
your
was
first time
20.
doing
It was
20?
my 20, yeah. That was my first time
Yeah.
doing 22.
Even at the Juggalo conventions or whatever.
I mean, I've done stand up at the Gathering at least at least 3 or 4 times, and the longest I've done stand up at the Gathering is probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're like,
Probably
yeah.
5 minutes.
that's great for Juggalo attention span. though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To be fair.
If they don't,
Yeah,
but I was gonna say,
definitely.
I think this is true. If they don't like you, they'll like throw shit at you.
Oh well, here's the thing. Like out here, if they don't like you, like they'll just like stay silent and shit.
Yeah.
Like probably won't even talk to you. At the Gathering, they'll actually fucking boo you. It's like, hey, you fan, but you did shitty.
Yeah.
You did shitty, dude. We did not like that. Do better.
Yeah.
Boo! You fucked
That's
up.
true
You
love.
fucked up.
Yeah.
That's something that they
Yeah.
chant at you when you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
need more of that in the comedy
Yeah,
scene.
especially in Seattle, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
we need
getting
more
there,
people.
though.
I'm
We
getting
need more
there.
people
You
in
definitely are
Seattle
getting there.
chanting, you
So,
fucked up
to go
in the comedy scene. I totally agree with you on
Yeah.
that.
to
100%.
follow up on that show.
Yeah,
though,
what happened last Saturday night? I show up, Nick's on stage.
Apologizing for my behavior.
Interesting energy in the air.
I remember going, before I went on stage, I looked at the comics that were still going up there, and I was like, I promise you, I'm going to try and make this better.
And it did get better, so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I at least somebody thought that besides the people that left. But I do remember right before I went on stage, Rob, the thing that fucked me up the most is I'm out there apologizing to a group of women that literally made me break $100 bill for these 3 women wanting to be there. And you guys, for those of you that don't know, math for me is very difficult already. So breaking $100 bill when we aren't even selling enough tickets, I was so lucky I had that much of my own money there in change. I could break 100, but again, they're leaving the room like the last 5 minutes of your set, and I'm trying to stand outside, and I'm like, I promise you, this is just our opening comics. It's going to get better. I'll be right up on stage in about 5 minutes. And as soon as I said I was the following comic, they're like, no, we're out. We're done. So
You're like, I have 20 jokes. No, wait, 15 jokes?
Yeah.
So at least from that point on, I was like, the expectations were low, and we got up there. We got the rest of the show
And
done.
I will say this: one guy did come up to me after the show. One guy, and he's like, "You were the funniest guy I've ever seen."
Yeah.
in my
And this
life.
is what I wanted to bring up to you,
That's
because here's the
awesome.
problem. Because
You're welcome for that. That was me.
As I'm no, it wasn't. I wish it was you, Steven. As I'm apologizing to these women, I come back on stage, and Rob is bringing the most vocal asshole old guy onto the stage and breaking the number one rule of the mic is you just gave a fucking crowd member the opportunity to talk.
But he got off right at my time. Like
I don't
which is-
even-
He did, and then he kept talking over everybody else's set for the rest of the night.
Hey, Jake, pull
Wow.
that clip up for us.
Oh.
Jake's here, guys. You can't see him on the camera, but he's our Jamie. What up? What up? We got two.
He's
We got the
just-
two.
Oh look! I just broke the rule
The
again.
two Jakes.
Just
Fuck
scraping
Jake.
in the corner,
The two
man.
Jakes. We just
Yes.
said there's The Two Jakes is a movie starring Jack Nicholson. It's a sequel to Chinatown. I've never seen it, but it's called The Two Jakes.
Okay.
So this is a remake
You're
of the.
fucking with me.
It sounds
This,
like a
no,
great
I'm
movie.
not lying.
fucking
This,
with
this
me.
is real. This is
No.
real. It's called The Two Jakes. I've never
That's
seen
not that
Fuck,
weird.
yeah, you
Jake's
gotta
a
be
pretty
kidding.
common
Yeah.
name.
Not anymore.
way,
I've
really?
never met any kids named Jake. Now, like,
You know, they need a book in the Bible, Jake.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
How many kids are you meeting?
dude, I am
They
a
have
child.
that in the
I have a
Bible,
child.
Jake,
I have
up.
an in. If you,
You have an autistic child.
if you,
They don't have any friends.
if you want to meet some kids, man, I know someone.
That's
I can get us. I can get us a
You know,
spot at a
we should do a
recital,
kids show.
a kids podcast.
Rob Conroy, headliner of the kids show.
Have you guys
Yeah,
seen the AI where they do the AI babies of like Theo Vaughn and Joe
Yeah,
Rogan's?
creepy,
We should
man.
do AI babies of us. you
Yes.
know? First one I
Yes.
want to see is PJ. I want to see PJ.
You just look the same.
Yeah.
You just look the same.
Still
That's
bald,
true.
you know.
Yeah.
That's true.
John Banning still looks the same. Still has a 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh, my
makes
friend.
you uncomfortable.
He watched the podcast.
Yeah, of course. He made a lot of people uncomfortable,
Oh,
man. Like, I heard he got banned from a bar because he was like having this argument with
Yeah,
the
he goes,
comics.
I want to own black slaves.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, he
the
did.
fuck are
No,
you
that was
talking
a
about?
dispensary,
No,
wasn't
here's
there?
what happened. Okay, he got into this argument about concealed legal carry.
Yeah.
And like, apparently in Washington, you can legally like walk around carrying like a gun attached
Yeah,
to you.
well, it's like
and
the
there
country,
are these,
man.
and there are the people he was arguing with who are like, no, you can't do that. It's just like, no, I can prove it to you. The next week, he
probably
shows
could,
yeah.
up
That's
at
right,
the
I
bar with a fucking
Yeah.
gun, just open carry, and everyone's fucking disturbed. Everyone is disturbed, and the bartender's like, you're 86, you gotta fucking go.
Yeah.
And John's like, what? I'm not gonna do anything. It's like, no, you gotta go. You gotta fucking go. Get out. Get out. And like, everyone, he's made people feel uncomfortable.
He's like,
ever
there's
since.
only one bullet in it.
Yeah.
It's only one bullet. It's not gonna hurt anybody.
It's just their own brains.
It's gonna stay in there.
You have to be a
Don't worry
really
about it.
lucky shot, you know. But
Oh,
that, yeah.
shit.
So have we learned? Well, I mean, what do we learn from this show? You know, are we gonna read?
What do we
Are we gonna
learn?
move on? Like, what's the?
I won't be booking Rob right after any trans people again. That's
That's what happened. I went after a trans person.
There is a secret to lineups, man. It's like a good casting director. You know, it's like to put on a good show, you have to have the right, feel. You got to start one way, and you produce some shows.
It's
right?
like dealing with
Hey,
kids.
when am I getting on the tapped out?
well.
Yeah.
I think Rob just set you back. But again, like I said during the show, I was like, guys, this is why Rob helped me establish Tapped Out Comedy, and this is why of the 20 shows, he's been a part of about 6 of them.
There are,
Nice.
it's some people. There are people that were on that first Tapped Out show that are like people that you wouldn't even expect to be on a Nick Cody show. You had like Courtney Bird was on your show. You had there was that other
people like
Rachel
me.
Shaw, right? She was on one of
Kermit
them.
Appy.
Yeah.
So, dude, I don't understand.
Megan KD,
Yeah, so-
my favorite.
I just wonder why Stephen Michael James thinks everyone with a vagina is so opposed to being on my show.
Yeah, well, I've heard things.
Yeah. I'm surprised Mel goes on your shows.
Same.
That guy's handsy.
Holy shit, dude. Oh, man. I just had a flashback of like, oh shit, man. Oh,
The gallery to the Juggalos,
that poor kid. No, this is from my childhood back when I was in St. Louis. Dude,
St.
it was
Louis?
so... Yeah, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I moved out here like a few months before 9/11, but...
Shout out,
something
Nelly.
really fucked up happened at my school, man. I went to... Oh, dude.
St. Louis.
It was so fucked up. I'm going to tell you a
Tell us,
disturbing
Jake.
story.
St.
First,
Louis.
let me give you some background.
This ain't liberal Washington.
Let me
first
give
of
you
all.
some fucking background.
This is the South.
All right, this was like the late '90s. Okay,
Wow.
and I couldn't.
Columbine hadn't even happened yet.
Yeah, Columbine hadn't happened. Maybe it did.
Pre-Columbine.
Maybe it did. I don't know. Anyway, so it was late '90s, right? And I went to this elementary school.
Bill
and
Clinton was playing the sax.
Everyone thought I was mentally handicapped. I'm not even fucking shitting you.
Yeah.
No
Everyone
way.
thought I was mentally handicapped.
No.
And you want to know why?
Why?
It's because I couldn't speak.
'Cause I am.
I couldn't speak proper English, man.
Yeah.
If I tried to say,
Hey, governor.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't speak proper English, man. I couldn't speak proper English. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how I talked when I was like 5 years old. So everyone thought I was like mentally challenged,
Yeah.
right? And so they put me in the mentally challenged class.
Hey,
they put
man.
me in the special class in like first
Future
grade.
comedians.
So like I was in a mentally challenged class in the first grade, right? And there was this one kid, I think his name was Michael. He had like these extreme temper tantrums, man.
Yeah.
He would be screaming, he would be throwing shit in the class, he would be crying and shit. And like there'd be so many times where the teachers like had to like carry him and drag him out of the class while he was kicking and screaming like, yeah! You know what I'm saying? Like that, dude. He was intense, dude. He was fucking intense.
It sounds like somebody I just saw over on Broadway just like 5 minutes ago.
Probably.
He's back.
So,
I don't want to get on the bus.
so it's just like, I don't know, like this. I kind of felt bad for this kid, guys. I know he didn't mean to be that way. You know what I'm saying? But he just was that way. Well, apparently at this school there was like a lot of kids who were just like being bad and shit. Cause
Juggalo school.
Here's what happened. Okay, one day the school calls us for like a huge assembly, right? And like we don't know what's going on, and so the like principal comes in and he's hella fucking pissed off, and he goes on this huge rant about how we're misbehaving, about how all the kids are being hella disrespectful, how they don't respect the authority, just all this fucking shit. And I remember the last thing he says, just like, we're going to start punishing you the worst ways possible. This is what happens when you are very, very bad. And then, like, the PE teachers, like, there's like this like butch woman and like this really buff dude who were like carrying this kid and it was Michael, that kid, and he was kicking and screaming, no, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what the fuck is going on here,
As
man?
a child, you're thinking, what the
I'm like 5 years old watching this, man. This is in front of the whole school, and they open this room and it's like this iron door and just the room is dark, and they go in there with this kid, right, and they grab this fucking paddle, this huge fucking paddle, and I'm like, no fucking
It's
way.
the 90s, man.
And yeah, once that door clicks, I just hear this, no,
Wow.
wham, wham! And I'm not trying to tell a funny story here, okay?
Okay.
This is gonna be the best episode ever.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny, dude. Because it happened to, like, the most mentally challenged kid in
man,
the
that's-
school,
I thought you were about to say
dude.
the most metal kid.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, man.
fucking-
It was
Sometimes, Rob, those are two in the same.
They paddled this kid in front of the whole school behind closed doors,
Yeah.
dude. And half of us were dead silent, including me. And the other half, they laughed, but very nervously.
Yeah.
You know? And then once those doors open, like, he was just, like, crying and shit, all red. And they dragged him by his ankles out of the assembly room. And then the principal said, now return to your classes. And I was just like, what the fuck happened?
it makes
What
you-
was that for? What the fuck? And then I told my mom, I tried to tell my mom about it. I was just like, after school, I was like, Mom, like, one of the kids in my classroom got spanked.
She's
in front
like,
of the whole- Yeah! She didn't believe me! She did not fucking believe me! Like, holy shit, dude, I couldn't, it's fucking wild,
The
man.
makings of a juggalo.
You know,
Fucking
You know, but if it makes you
wild.
feel better, I thought you were mentally challenged up
Yeah.
until now. So
well, I was gonna say it could have been worse. You could have been in Catholic school. You know.
yeah, they do other
Can
things
you
with the
imagine-
paddles there.
Can you imagine if a school did that to a kid now in 2025? How the internet would react?
Only if there was like for
Holy
sex ed
shit,
purposes.
dude.
Only private schools now.
Yeah.
Dude, before we go any further, I usually see Juggalo Jake with makeup on, but Nick, you're gonna love this. I'm looking at this guy with this headband and these glasses, and I just think, you don't know who Gigi Allen is. I'll fucking kill him.
Fucking
Chad Ginsburg. You look like Chad
Gigi
Ginsburg.
Allen, I like to beat the shit out of my fucking face.
Oh, dude. You look like a guy from CKY. Great band, you know, friends of Nick
Yeah, no,
here.
this is a good aesthetic.
Yeah,
I like it.
no, dude. First of all, I gotta give you props too. You're in the best shape out of all of us right now.
Oh,
He's not
thanks,
even has a
man.
shirt on.
Yeah.
You look like you could be in the WWE right now.
Whoa,
like, I think you
that's
could.
a huge compliment.
You
Thanks.
literally roll him out in the back of Eddie Guerrero's lowrider right now. I lie, I cheat, I steal. And then, yeah, you'd be like the one that goes, I sneak up at children's events I'm not supposed to be at.
What? What? No.
Gotta hit all the demographics.
How's he gonna
man.
sneak into that? Man?
Sorry.
No,
Sticks out like
man.
a sore thumb.
That's how I
No.
first found out about the ICP was WWE back in the day. They came out.
I was
with,
gonna.
I
Yeah,
thought you were
that
saying,
was-
yeah, the children
That's how you found out.
event.
That's how I found out about those two.
Yeah. Once you found out you were on the same list as everybody on ICP, you were like, "Oh, what are these guys all about?"
That's when both me and
I mean,
JoJo
kids-
Blacko
kids
discovered
love
we
clowns.
love wrestling.
Kids love clowns.
Yeah,
They do,
Especially
and they're
when
also scared of
screaming
clowns also.
and telling them to get away. That's how you know they really love the clowns.
Although I will say,
Okay.
on the Mount Rushmore of clowns, ICP is definitely up there.
What about
Yes.
Yucko the clown?
Yeah, well,
Remember
there's-
Yucko the clown?
yeah.
Let's
Howard
get
Stern,
so
yeah.
Shaggy 2 dope, Violent J. There's two, so we got to figure out the other two. You
Doink.
know? Bozo the clown,
Doink.
Blast-
Yucko.
Doink and Yucko, man.
You know, John Wayne Gacy, probably one of my faves. You know, he's definitely
I
got
don't
a.
know.
There's
man.
actually this one of the
I don't
first
know about
pornos-
John
I
Wayne.
mean,
I don't know
honestly,
about
that
John Wayne Gacy.
without comedy simp, like comedy simp wouldn't be right without
One of
John
the-
Wayne
Ronald
Gacy.
McDonald.
No, listen, one of the first pornos I saw was Fucko the clown.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding. Me and my friend Elias
Fucko the
would
clown.
watch porn on Napster.
Was that
or,
that
like-
guy that was on Howard Stern all
No,
the time?
That's
Yucko
Yucko.
was
Oh.
on Howard Stern, but then there's a porno where he dressed Fucko the clown, and you'd literally be jerking off in like a gutter, and they're like, "Who's that clown with the dick in your eye?
Oh,
Fucko the
man.
clown." Here,
Dude,
here.
I do know whoever that Yucko the clown guy is. I do feel bad because he's the one person on Howard Stern. Like I remember growing up, like being the first time I realized, like, oh, that guy's girlfriend wants to bang everybody.
And she was
but
hot.
him.
She was
Everybody, but wanted
Too
to
lazy to
bang
try to
everybody,
spin a
but
thing
the
in
guy
there.
in the clown suit. And somehow, still, like, I thought I could do comedy.
I'd like to have my own whack pack, you know.
Who says you don't?
I might, you know. I had Corey Hill. I was hanging out with him yesterday. You know,
I like to bang a girl who bangs all my friends.
Yeah. Or how about a girl you could throw bologna covered in mayonnaise at her ass? I mean, that would be a good one. If that was a Howard Stern thing. I didn't just come up with that.
Yeah,
That was
you're
a
not
thing.
that genius.
That was a thing. I did see Private Parts way too young as a kid.
Oh,
Way too
thanks,
young.
man.
But yeah, no, man. Juggalos. You know, I found out that wrestling. That was the first
That's
time.
an interesting way
What,
to discover ICP.
Yeah, no, for real. That was the
Yeah.
first time. And then I
My
met.
father showed me ICP.
I met
sat me
a
down.
guy. He had an album called The Great Malenko. And
Yes,
so he showed
The
that to
Great
me. And then
Malenko.
when I was in the 8th grade, I moved to Oregon and I was hanging out with the goth kids, the kids that like Marilyn Manson, 9 Inch Nails. But this kid, he also liked ICP. And they came out with this album called The Amazing Jekyll Brothers.
Yes.
And the thing I remember about it is the CD case was orange. It was orange. Whoa, somebody smoking tobacco in here? No? I feel like I'm getting like a buzz.
A pipe buzz.
I feel like I'm getting a nicotine buzz right now.
I have that CD with the orange.
Yeah,
case.
no, but I don't think I got way into them, but I always like, you know, because of the wrestling connection, and I really thought that. More of anything, I really thought that they had the coolest like T-shirts, the
Yeah.
coolest like. I mean, look at that jacket you have. Is it's cool, man. It's like
Right.
I love
Thanks,
like
dude.
that colorful stuff. I mean, look, if there was no ICP, I'd be like, are you wearing a Robbie Schrader right now or what? You know, like,
I always
Yeah.
send Juggalo Jake fake news information about. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I heard that Shaggy 2 Dope is gay.
Yeah,
Or
he
like,
does it just to fuck
Yeah,
with
and I'll
Yeah.
be like, oh, I heard they're woke now and they're voting for Joe Biden.
Yeah, I remember that. It's like, nah.
I wouldn't say that they're like. I wouldn't call them conservative either, though. I mean, you know, they got.
No, they don't.
They're
they don't-
anti-politics.
Yeah,
They give-
pretty much.
They
pretty
give
much,
props
yeah.
to, you know, the brothers, you know, the African Americans who
We're not
started
starting
it.
to-
They're probably big on RFK.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. RFK, I mean,
ICP,
Except
the
for,
vaccines.
for him trying to get rid of autism, that ruins a lot of the fan base.
he went to the gathering and he's like, "This is the vaccines that started this whole thing."
ICP has
I don't know.
His brainworms
This
trying
was
to
better
tell
when
him.
3-6 Mafia was here. Shout out 3-6. Yeah, man.
DJ Paul.
But
Yeah, they show love to the Juggalo world.
I saw Shaggy 2 Dope on your mom's house a few years ago, and I watched the whole. And I like. The fact is, like, they don't take themselves that seriously. I mean, it's
No.
just it's fun. They love
You're kidding.
they love their fans, but like the thing that got me was there was the guy that tattooed the
Yeah,
face
I
paint
was going to bring that
on
up,
his face,
dude.
and
I
Shaggy was like, "You're a
remember
fucking
that
idiot,
shit.
Dad." Like,
Yeah, like, honestly, it's like, look, I've done some stupid fucking shit that's kind of like irreversible in my life. Where like, yeah, people have told me that was really fucking stupid, dude. And I can't argue with that, you know, I can't argue against that. But see, the fact that dude, like, really tattooed his face like that.
And then he was doing the surgeries, the laser
like,
surgeries.
That's something that you can't hide.
Yeah.
You know, that's like a really stupid, life-changing mistake.
You could put whiteface over
can't
it.
Yeah.
hide or like keep private to yourself. You know.
That's just how much he loves ICP, though. Like, he doesn't need to hide.
Well, I mean, like he like the video started off with him being like, "Look, we all make mistakes." And it's like, we all do, okay? And then he tried to be like, "This ruined my life," da 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 da. And he wasn't like taking like any like not even like the slightest accountability for it. You know, he's
He,
kind of
like,
like blaming
blaming
on
Yeah.
he was basically
Yeah.
blaming
Yeah,
on
he was
us.
like, "Oh,
He
look,
should've sued them.
I love you guys."
I would have sued him.
Because here's the thing, like, Shag 2 Dope came back on Yo Mom's House later with Violent J.
Oh, yeah.
And Tom Segura was just like, okay, so Shaggy has seen this, but you haven't. And when Jay saw it, he was just like, man, fuck that motherfucker. Blaming us for that shit. What the hell is wrong with him? Fuck. It's bad enough he did that, but for him to say we ruined his life? And Shaggy was just like, yeah, that's exactly what I was fucking thinking, man. It's just like, I
We
don't
all
know
have
what-
that person in our life, though,
It's
that
just
like,
like,
makes
you should-
mistakes and blames
You should
us.
at least fucking like
My
take
dad.
a little blame. And Violent J was just like, man, fuck that bitch and his fake face painted ass. Some shit like that.
It's not
And
paint,
this was
though.
like, wow, dude. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Yeah.
Do you think the tattoo artist tried to, like,
Talk
Are
about
you
it.
sure you want to
No,
do this?
he did this. I think like, he got this done when he was like
His
12 or
12.
14 or
So
something.
yeah, his parents had to sign a consent form.
No, he got this done by someone who was like a real fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
He got his face tatted by
That's
someone
nice.
who probably like sold drugs
Check
to
this out.
kids, fucking like gay bitches, AIDS and
yeah.
shit.
Batteries are
You know
dead.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I was gonna say gay
And
AIDS,
this kid comes up to him and is just like, I want my face painted like Violent J. And this guy doesn't give a fuck. He just wants his fucking bag.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He just wants his
No,
fucking
he just wants
money.
to hurt people.
Yeah, and so he's just like, I don't give a shit, and like, it'd be fucking funny, man. I'll be laughing about this later. And I bet he was fucking laughing about while tattooing his face, just bzzz. He gonna regret this later in life.
He gonna blame ICP one day for this.
You know, that's probably what was going on.
I'm already distracted by these glasses.
Yeah, that shit you bring to like a rave.
I've never
or,
been
like
to a- I've never
party.
been to
Oh,
a
me
rave.
and this guy went to a rave.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah?
went to a rave
Yeah.
together, and
I actually follow a
I took-
TikTok that has Seattle raves. That,
Yeah.
we'll have to.
Yeah,
crash.
well,
We'll
I
have to
took
go
Molly
through
through
your
up,
rave
didn't you?
crashers.
Dude, I took Molly that was over a year old, and I flew up in the. Dude, I got into that fucking.
He went back in
bathroom
time.
stall right
It
on
was
time.
over a year old.
I made it right, and I am so glad there wasn't someone in that stall taking a shit or
I
standing
feel like,
up
man,
taking a
with-
piss. You
Yeah.
know,
A guy with your energy, you'd be dancing
Right
all
in his
night. man.
asshole. Spread your cheeks. I'm a juggalo.
Yeah, exactly. If you weren't a juggalo, it'd be way less less gay.
You know
right?
what? Actually, I
Where
just
was
realized
the rave too? Where was it?
it was in Ballard. It was like some what's the deal with the
Warehouse
venue?
or something like
Substation.
that?
The substation.
Oh,
we did
okay.
comedy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The subs.
Yeah.
It was actually
remember.
weird going to a rave there after doing comedy.
Yeah.
Where I didn't bum. You know.
Oh, dude,
Pretty
it's
much.
even weirder seeing musicians you respect there and being like, I've been on that stage.
Yeah.
pretty much.
How do you have respect for yourself up there? I
Well, that's
couldn't do
where
it.
I came up with the Kurt Cobain joke went there that one time, so that was good.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, we don't like unaliving on the Comedy Simp podcast. Dude, Jake, we're happy that you're on here.
Yes,
None
I'm
of us.
glad I'm finally on
so
here.
interested. I mean, we could talk about your comedy and your movies and filmmaking, but
But let's talk more about you throwing up in a guy's asshole.
No, I want to talk about The Gathering. Tell us what is to somebody who's never been there. Explain The Gathering. What is it? What is the process on getting there? And what was
What's your process?
Your first impression the first time you went? Tell us about it.
Oh, dude, yeah. So the first time
Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yes, Gathering of the Juggalos. It's out in Thornville, Ohio.
This is gonna be clip worthy.
Every year, usually
the fuck I'm gonna talk?
like July, August is when it happens, and I take a plane out there. And plane tickets right now are like $250.
Yeah, they're cheap because
So-
everyone's dying.
Yeah, but I have to fucking update my fucking ID with this enhanced ID.
Do you have a
Yeah,
passport?
oh,
You
yeah.
can do it with if you have a passport, you don't need to.
The real ID. I got one of
So
those like 5 years
anyways,
ago. But.
So anyways, I didn't even like get to the gathering. I bumped into some juggalos at the airport in Chicago my first year who were just
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And when we got off the airplane in Ohio, he was just like, "Hey, you want to tag along with us? We're taking an Uber." And I was just like, "Oh, fuck yeah, dude."
Yeah, there you go.
So we Ubered there, and I got to know them, and they were pretty cool. They were really chill. And
It's a brotherhood, man. It's a community.
So when I got
a gang.
there, it was nighttime when I got there, and there were juggalos just everywhere already. They were partying and shit like outside the front gates.
How at this point, how long have you been a fan of the guys and their music? By the first time you went to the gathering.
Oh, so yeah, it had been about almost 10 years.
So you were just like, this is everything.
Yes, I have been
Was it
waiting for
everything
this.
that you had hoped it would be?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. Like, everyone in my first year, they were very friendly, very welcoming. Everyone was fucking awesome. Like, I got dehydrated a lot, and I would just ask, "Hey, do you have a water I could you could give me for $1?" And they'd be like, "You don't even have to give me $1. Just take the water." And you'd be like, "Oh, thanks so much." They give you water. There's people always selling drugs. Oh yeah.
Didn't they have signs like, I sell shrooms?
Yeah, like There's like police and security there, but they will not arrest you for selling drugs. In fact, people just like openly advertise like they're drug selling. There'll be women walking around completely naked holding signs that say shit like acid for $10, shrooms for $12, ketamine for $15, just all that shit. And that's why I saw my
completely naked woman. Now tell us what's the...
Oh, didn't you lose your virginity at a Juggalo concert?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't lose my virginity.
So what is the temperature like? Is it hot? Is it humid?
It's
is
hot.
It dusty, dirty?
Dude, it ranges from hot to like or sometimes
So I
rainy.
imagine these girls are probably a little sweaty. You
Yeah,
know, they got some dirt
they're-
stuck
What are
in
their
them.
pussies like?
Yeah, you got.
They're
be careful
brown
with your
and covered in
pussies.
dirt.
I'll just say that you gotta be careful with your pussies. Anyways, anyways, as
Respect.
as I was saying, dude,
Wear a clown.
a lot
rubber.
of musicians like
wear a.
I discovered
balloon.
like a lot of dope rappers and new musicians just
Yeah.
by going to the gathering. My first year there, R.A. the Rugged Man was playing that. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Yeah, dude, that is so sad. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time, and like a lot of people don't listen to his music.
I have never heard of him, man.
Yeah, that's sad.
I do
man,
know
'cause he's
3-6
one of the-
Mafia started with ICP.
Yeah, and 3-6 Mafia, DJ Paul is always showing up at the gathering performing, and sometimes he hosts. I've discovered
now some of the things I'm excited about is some of
Riff Raff.
some of my old people.
Oh no!
That have come
Fuck
back.
Riff Raff. No, he
Dude.
showed up at the gathering my second year, and he was a fucking bitch.
Now,
no, I'm sorry. Riff Raff was a fucking bitch when he showed up at the fucking gathering. He got booed off stage. He was scared. He fucking ran off. He didn't even fucking perform his performance, man. It was fucking Look, I'm gonna tell you what the fuck happened.
Riff
I'm
Raff.
gonna tell you what
We're gonna
happened.
give you the business.
Okay.
He's about to stand
Quit
on
it.
business.
Let me fucking
Riff Raff.
tell you. He was right before ICP.
Riff Raff.
Riff Raff was up on stage performing right before ICP.
The penultimate
So he got
artist.
on stage and I think performed his first song. And let me give you a little bit of background. At the gathering, we just be throwing shit around randomly.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes that shit will just be going to the stage.
Yeah.
And sometimes, a lot of the times, the artists won't take it personal. They just know Juggalos are having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But other times, the artists will take it the wrong way and think Juggalos are throwing shit at them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll be getting
They think
mad
they're
or
hated,
getting scared and shit, and they'll react the wrong way. And then that's when Juggalos start booing them. So, anyways, Juggalos are just throwing shit around. It's light sticks, it's water bottles, it's just aluminum Faygo or beer cans and shit. And this is freaking Riff Raff out. And so he like pulls back on rapping. He starts pulling back on rapping. And then he literally starts pulling back by like backing away from the center stage.
no.
To like,
Into the
I
bushes.
think
Riff
it
Raff was pulling some Riff Raff
I think it
on.
was like the far left of the stage
Trying
from
not to
his
fulfill his
perspective.
contractual
And
obligations.
he was just kind of like standing on just like this little platform, and the music was fucking playing, and he's just kind of nodding his head, occasionally rapping, and just kind of like nodding his head. And Juggalos start getting pissed off. They're like, "What's this guy doing?
Yeah.
What's fucking going on here? Why is he not fucking rapping? We want a fucking performance. What is he doing?" And then he fucking runs off stage.
They need to
He
pick him
runs
with a
off
paddle.
stage, right? And then fucking like the music stops playing, and I think I from what I recall, Riff Raff's DJ, he goes, hey man, I know that we were all having fun, but you're kind of getting stuff on the equipment, and it's just not cool. And Juggalos go, boo! You fucking pussy!
You fucked
And
up.
they just start throwing more
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Didn't they mess up his cornrows or something?
Yeah. One of them goes like, hey guys, you're messing up my hair.
Oh, man.
Fuck you! We're throwing more shit on stage.
It's a good way to
And
get Faygo in your
and
hair.
So
Yeah.
Riff Raff just goes like, fuck it, just keep playing the music.
Yeah.
So they turn up the music again. Riff Raff runs off stage, and then there's a Juggalo artist named Luigi Mack, who a lot of Juggalos love and respect, who brings him back out on stage, and everyone's cheering him on. And then Luigi Mack, he's just trying to like tell Riff Raff, it's just like, hey, they're not throwing stuff at you, they're just throwing stuff around, trying to have a good time. And it's just like they're not liking your lack of the performance, dude, because you're getting freaked out. And you gotta suck it up, dude. Come on, get out there and perform. And so Riff Raff goes, okay. And he gets out there and he starts like rapping for about 20 seconds. And then he runs off stage again. And Juggalos are just like, fuck this, we've had it. And then we throw more shit.
Yeah.
We boo him harder. And we just like, you fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up!
Yeah.
And the curtains close and we're like, no! What the fuck? And so yeah, we've hated Riff Raff ever since.
I've hated him since the beginning. I have only seen one band ever get booed off stage just like that. Ozfest 2001. A little band called Crazy Town was booked. Crazy Town had a song called Butterfly that was tearing up the charts. You know, come my lady, come
You're
my lady.
butterfly.
And they were booked to be on Ozfest 2000, but the lead singer had some drug issues, so he had to go to rehab. So they came back the next year. Within that year, they had a big radio hit. But the Ozfest people, they were not down with the Butterfly. And immediately, same thing, man. As soon as they come out, people start throwing shit at them.
You can't be sober at Ozfest.
Within 15 minutes, these guys are off stage. They're like, if it wasn't for this song, none of you would have gotten laid. And I was like, I haven't gotten laid anyways. You know? I'm fucking 15, you know? So.
Yeah,
But yeah,
my
there's-
dad touched me to this song.
I actually, I've seen the lead performer of Crazy Town. I saw him
Shifty Shell
perform.
Shock.
I saw him perform 2 years ago, and
He's
it
dead
was,
now, folks. Rest in peace.
It was right before his death. I saw him
man.
He was touring with Cottonmouth Kings, and it was actually
Conmouth Kings.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
yeah.
One of those guys died too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They're all
And
just dropping.
He was performing. He was performing with them at the Fun House down the hill.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was looking like he was getting to a point where he was going to pass on if he didn't stop doing drugs.
Dude, everybody, I've hosted a show at the Fun House. Almost everybody there is marked for death once you're on that stage.
Dude, yeah.
Shout out to Darren Miller. Fuck you.
Yeah. I know this band I really like was playing at the. Oh no, they were playing. Never mind. It was Madame Lou's, which I heard is also really small. But
No, dude, the Fun House is like a nightmare, though.
I've never been to the Funhouse. Wait,
It's
It's
like
attached to El Corazon. So
yeah,
if
I
you've
think
been
no,
there,
and that's actually here's another Juggalo Jake story. I had Jake E.T. I think I was selling you something.
God, we
forget
we
what it
just
was.
need Jake E.T.
But
here. We got
So
free
Jake E.T.
Jakes.
There's like a big line of traffic, so Jake E.T. hops out to the car to make the deal, and then he comes back in this is my brand new
It's
car,
you guys.
and somehow Jake E.T. got Juggalo paint all over him. I don't know how. It's very weird.
Well.
And then now there's Juggalo paint all over my brand new leather, and I was very upset.
Juggalo Jake E.T. Feel bad,
Like,
Jake
how do
E.T.
You've heard of 3 men and a baby. Now get ready for 3 Jakes and a podcast.
Yeah. The sequel to the sequel of 2 Jakes.
Jake E.T.'s getting divorced, man. I'm very feel
Really?
bad for him, man.
Damn.
we just throw that out here on the Comedy Simp
Hey,
podcast.
no, he said he's
No, he's
fine.
excited
He's
about
fine with it. He said, "I'm glad we get to close it. 20 years.
hit
I
me
just
up
feel
today.
good about
He
it."
Is he
hit me up at
installing
10 a.m.
another
today.
water slide?
He
Finally?
texted me at 10 a.m. today, just midday beer. That's
Ladies,
Midday
lock up
beer.
your daughters.
He must not have my number.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I was like, I should have given it to him.
So how's everything going, man? How's the comedy going, Jake? You know, you were at Rendezvous earlier.
Yeah, it's going. It's
You
going
moved
all
up
right.
here from Kent, right?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah,
Can't.
Kent.
that's where I came from.
Moving on up.
Now I'm
The
here.
bail bonds capital of Seattle.
Now I'm here, and I just recently got back into comedy. It took me a couple weeks to like unpack and get everything sorted out in the apartment. But so far so good. Like last week, I did a good job with my loan shark jokes. It seemed like And
I saw you there. I was there.
Yeah, you seemed
All
like
8 of
them.
us in the rendezvous were there.
Oh yeah, that was a good set. I wish I had
Cruz.
recorded that.
Cruz.
And
Cruz is
today,
there.
today at the rendezvous, over half the audience was female, and I started my loan shark jokes.
2 girls.
And no, it was actually a good, decent sized crowd. It was bigger than last week.
Well, yeah, because it was like Thessaly was like featuring, so got to bring out the girl power.
So there was a lot of women there, and I started my loan shark jokes, and they were not feeling them. And
Have you ever picked up a girl from a joke?
So, I picked up. Look, I'm not trying to change the subject. Okay, don't distract me. Don't distract me. Anyways, so there was a lot of women there. My loan shark jokes weren't working, and when I said that these jokes weren't working, they all started laughing. And then I started talking about my sexual fantasy, or let's just say one of the things I want to do on my bucket list is that I want to fuck a woman right in front of her man while he's tied up in the corner in a chair. He's tied up by his ankles and his fucking wrists with duct tape. As a matter of fact, no, he's just all covered in duct tape. The only parts of him that are not covered in duct tape are his head and his dick. Okay? And he's got a ball gag in him, so no one else in the apartment building can hear his
is
screams.
everybody else hard?
You know what I'm saying?
Face paint or no face paint?
Kiss makeup. he's
I'm
gonna be
feeling
painted up like
indecisive
Peter
on
Chris, the cat.
Actually,
That's
the face paint, because that would freak him out more, and that would like trigger like this PTSD in him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta spark a little trauma,
And then
then
the woman's gonna have Ultimate Warrior face paint.
You're giving them,
Yeah.
they need that trauma to fuel their passion.
The whole time I'm fucking this girl, I'm just like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha.
Also, she's dead.
Guys, I'm pretty sure my friend Tony Cardoza has actually done that. He's actually cucked not
Cucked a dead body?
Wait, how do you cuck? When you cuck, are you the guy in the chair? Or are you the guy?
You're the guy,
yeah.
How are you the cuck? Are you the cucker? What is it? What is it? How are you the guy?
Who's the cucky?
Who's the guy with the girl? Who's the guy with the girl? What do you call that?
That's
Yeah, but what's the name? Is it the cucker?
A bull.
The mother cucker. You know?
Yeah.
The bull.
Yeah.
The bull.
Yeah.
good.
I have an OnlyFans idea. I want to propose to them. How about,
dude?
They always have simps like a pay
Comedy
to watch them
simp.
get fucked on the screen, right? Why not have the simps pay to watch them get fucked live?
I was gonna say, like, your fantasies seem really unrealistic until I remind myself, yeah, dude, there's plenty of juggalos and juggalettes that might be down
Hold
for all
on,
that.
somebody's microphone unplugged.
Shit.
That checks out.
Oh shit. No.
That checks
How
out.
long's it been unplugged?
Who knows? That's all right. We have background
Well, here's the thing,
between
dude.
the phone and the other three
here's
mics.
The thing,
and
Nick.
he's screaming.
Yeah.
All right.
Liberals
Who's
are
still on?
becoming known to become
Well, yeah, because you
cucks
plugged it in.
more
Yeah.
often,
Who did- I
man.
think it was just
and
when
we
he was
live
getting
in
excited, that's
Seattle.
all.
And like when
That's
I
why
was
you can't get excited on
working,
this
when I was
podcast.
working
I
at
made
the
that mistake,
restaurant,
too.
dude.
I'm
When
gonna
I was
excited.
working at a restaurant out here, like I had a
Sexually.
couple dudes tell me that they were at a bar.
I got
and
the
like
Keyblade
a couple
from
just
Kingdom
kind of
Hearts
like
above me
asked to
here.
like join them in a threesome.
Nice.
And
Oh, yeah.
one of them said that the
48, we're
dude just
good,
kind
man.
of sat in the corner
We're
and
just in the
watched.
pocket.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thing amongst like the liberal communities that like the women want their men to be so weak that it's just like,
Oh, dude,
you have to watch me get fucked. Roll call the cops and tell them you hit me.
I've seen it politically both sides there, though.
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of women who are like, especially the blonde ones, that are like, oh, I want to be a hot wife now. And their rich Republican daddy is like, yeah, supporting the entire thing.
Yeah.
I think they're like, again, kinks, it's like the horseshoe theory in politics. It's shaped the same way, just on both sides. You know?
In their ass.
I mean, there was that
In their
lady on
assholes.
stage tonight. I mean, she sounded like she was on the hunt. She was looking for a third. You know, I think so. You know,
A Nick
I
Cody?
see.
no, no. There was just this lady on. He was there. You know, there's this comedian. Never heard of her, but she's like up there talking about like she's been with the same guy for forever, and now she's.
Oh, so it's like one of those people that go on stage to like. There's a lot of
Yeah.
these comedy whores.
Yeah.
That they go on stage.
Comedy
And they're just
whore.
like, I just hate my boyfriend, and I just would love to suck a guy's dick, especially if he's funny.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, really?
I thought that was your set.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it
was,
is.
I was gonna say sometimes those girls' boyfriends kill themselves and then they still have work.
Don't give him any
Whoa.
ideas.
Hey.
Good
Yeah.
Ruth.
And then
Unalive! Unalive!
and then their mic
man.
continues on forever.
Dockside.
Don't ruin my fantasy like that, man.
This podcast is brought to you by Dockside Cannabis. I don't know. It's an inside joke.
Yeah.
I'm derailing.
Yeah.
Derailing. What are we doing? What's happening? No, it's over. Podcast is over.
Your editing fees just went up like tenfold in the
No.
last 30 seconds.
I'm actually when I edit this, it'll be funny to see how long Jake's microphone was unplugged.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
I think
no.
he just got excited. He jumped up, and I think it was only like 10 minutes or so, which is fine.
This is what happens when you're bad.
When you're very, very bad.
I'll be honest with you. I feel like this is the #1 comedy podcast in Seattle.
Comedy Simp, yeah.
It's got to be. I mean, it's got a lot of views.
Really?
There's another podcast, not going to say their name, but every time they post it, they get about 20 views, and that is way
Random
lo-
hacks.
No, that's not even you.
No,
No,
I know.
I can't. I don't even want to say their names because they're nice
Regardless,
guys.
I jerk off to all of them,
Yes.
and I appreciate each and every single one of you, and just want to be fair in saying all
Yeah.
that. So keep putting out content for me and others to masturbate to. Thank you.
Well, hey, I got an idea, guys. This is it's a fun exercise. We can really get to know each other.
Masturbate
Jake
together.
here he's a movie connoisseur. So one by one, I want you to think of a movie you could describe your comedy. Think of a movie, any movie, like. You know what? Let's not do it ourselves.
I got mine.
Let's just talk about
You ready?
Adam Tiller. What movie would
Okay.
you describe
'Cause
Adam Tiller's comedy? For me, Good Will Hunting. I don't know why. It just pops up, Good Will Hunting. Kind of wholesome, kind of Academy Award winning, a little bit of
I
Robin
used to
Williams.
see like a football movie.
Yeah,
Like, what's a football
Rudy.
movie?
Rudy would be a good one. The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
You
He
guys got
watches
it.
in prison.
Guys got it. Oh, you're close.
Yeah,
You got it all fucked up. The easy casting is right there, dude. He's not meant for movies. He's a TV Prison Break spinoff reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sling Blade.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. John Banning, we mentioned him. What movie would be John Banning's comedy?
I guess I was gonna say this one's mine, but his would actually be the Schindler's List.
Damn.
I was thinking something else, like almost on that scale, but I was thinking put him in blackface and have him be in the Green Mile.
Yeah. I was thinking that movie Hostel, where they tie people up and they cut their body parts off. Yeah. So, you guys have any other comics that you would be a good movie to guess? Anybody that comes off the top of your head? Any fun friends? Casey Judson.
Dino Dad.
Casey Judson. Casey.
He would be. Oh man.
What's
this
a
is
good movie for
this is
Casey?
The Last House on the Left.
Oh.
Yeah, because he makes a lot of creepy jokes, and he makes some serial killer jokes. He makes jokes about like
He does do a lot of serial
luring women
killers.
into his fan and
Yeah.
shit.
The Ted Bundy movie.
He makes
That'd
a
be
lot
good
of.
one.
I think he's made some stalking women
Yeah.
jokes
Yeah.
before
He'll do a
too.
stalking woman joke and a serial killer joke, and then if nobody laughs at it, he'll be like really sad.
Yeah, he'll be
And
really
then he'll
sad.
need to like fuel his like happiness by like probably killing somebody or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, honestly, if you replace what's his name in the Mission Impossible 3 villain, Philip Seymour Hoffman, I always imagine if you replace him with Casey Judson right there,
Yeah.
you still got a fucking great Tom Cruise movie.
Hey man, this is a good role for old Phillips. Dino Dad. I think of this movie by the Coen brothers called A Serious Man. I don't know if you ever seen it. Very Jewish. I mean, there's they talk about the moil. They talk about boys.
Oh yeah, that's about the gay dude.
I don't know about that, but
I thought
now I'm
Serious
seeing
Man
it.
was about a
Now
gay
it clicks.
dude.
that was on Pornhub. We were talking about that earlier. But I don't know, guys. How about
I feel like
what would be your movie, Jake? How would you describe your?
I feel like it would
Jake
be.
could be the
comedy.
movie that he made
feel
where
like-
a girl gets period blood all over my
Big,
sweatshirt.
it's not Big Money Hustlers. just
No,
so you-
it's not. No, it's not. It would probably be Goodfellas.
The Goodfellas, man.
Yes, it
I
would
feel like
probably
that's
be Goodfellas.
He's cocaine and killing people. Wow.
Yes,
Okay, that's pretty.
yes.
That's wow. Edgy, classic, awesome.
Yeah, and it's just like because especially since I was doing those Loan Shark sets.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
And yeah.
mine wouldn't be a movie. I got one for me. It's the new show, the new Netflix show, Adolescence.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the incel school shooter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, toxic masculinity! Isn't that the show about where all these fucking like adults like interrogate him and scream at him and chew him out and put him under this pressure until he goes, "Oh my God, shut up!" And then they jump and freak out, and be like, "Oh my God, he's dangerous,
Dude,
evil,
honestly,
he's out of control."
And I'm pretty sure he kills a girl.
That
I'm
was
pretty sure he
only
kills a girl.
45 minutes of one episode, but that one part of the episode, if I could have you go back and do voiceovers over, it would be so much better.
Yeah.
No. The thing about that, though, is that was a great fucking show for stoners because even
It's
though
all one shot.
Yeah.
well, it was all one shot, and everybody that couldn't fucking understand English people and their dialogue.
Yeah.
You had to either have
more.
you had to commit to having the subtitles
Doinja.
on, or you just committed to I'm not going to understand a fucking thing these
There's
twats
an
are saying.
incel.
Yeah. But again, thankfully,
I'm
most
gonna-
of us here don't have kids. So, how did someone? You saw that Adolescence?
No, I haven't seen. No,
Oh,
I haven't heard
well,
anything
I
about
haven't
it.
watched
And
it
well,
either.
yeah, and even then, your kid's autistic, so you got that excuse if they
Yeah.
kill anybody, right?
We saw the Minecraft movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
pretty good.
the chicken
Yeah.
jockey.
Tom-
Chicken
Train.
jockey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love toy trains.
It's weird. You know, I don't know what movie reminds me of Rob, but I know it's going to be a black movie. That's all.
Ah,
You know?
I agree.
It's going to be like
Yeah.
Barbershop.
I lived in Compton.
Jackie
Or,
Brown.
Or like, what's the movie where they are
How
selling
about
pagers
Black
or something? Like,
Dynamite?
I got the hookup.
How about Get Rich or Die Trying?
Yeah.
That's me.
Dynamite.
I'm
Boys in
50
the
Cent.
Hood.
I was thinking more like when I think Rob, I think a Serbian film.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus
no.
Christ.
No. Oh my fuck.
Come on, that's
terrible.
that's accurate. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like he could replace him with Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
he'd be the
Oh,
meth.
because the meth. Yeah.
Yeah, and your history.
I love that show. After
Yeah.
when I was in jail, and like so I was
Yeah.
still doing a lot of meth, but I was not doing it all the time. Like I would salivate watching that show.
Yeah.
And I would love the scenes, even though they didn't like the meth pipe. They didn't even do the meth. It didn't look right. I'm
Yeah.
like, meth smokes more than that. That's insane. But anyways, every time they pull out the meth, I'd be like, yeah, this is the best show ever.
You got to give us your best bitch.
Yeah.
Your Jesse
Yo,
Pinkman
bitch.
bitch.
Oh yeah, yo bitch.
Yeah.
Ah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you do better
That-
of
that
that
was
on
lame.
stage.
Yeah. He's gotta hang out with the
Hey,
brothers for
wait,
a little bit, you know.
Wait, Rob has to tell us about the horse porn story.
Oh, dude.
Whoa.
He's the only one that
That's
likes
an
this.
opener.
Let's clip it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So me and this guy in Daytona, we go to this chick Ema's
Is
house.
Daytona black? Or?
No, he's white guy. We had just met this bitch like through this other chick we smoked meth with.
He does
Yeah.
say bitch great.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we're at her house, right? And we just met her. And not only did she leave, like she went to go get meth, she left us with her like 8-year-old daughter. And she's like, "What am I gonna do, Mom?" She's like, "Just entertain them, do your yoga or whatever." And we're like, "What the fuck is it?" And then she's like, "Yeah, she's been really bad lately. Like she's been hanging around the wrong people. Like the other day, we caught her watching horse porn."
Oh god.
And then she was blaming other like her. She's like, "Yeah, her friends' parents are really pieces of shit." And like, so now what? What do we go? Like, what do we not do while I'm gone, honey? She's like, not watch horse porn.
I don't even know how you would find that in a first. Like you can't Google it. You know?
Hear me out though. If trying to find horse porn for entertainment is bad, but if you're trying to watch
Okay.
yoga for entertainment
Yeah.
purposes too, you're already on the wrong
But
path.
have your 9-year-old girl do yoga for these 28-year-old tweakers that you
Yeah.
just met while
Yeah.
you get the meth. But here's the okay. I forgot about this part. She had a husband, right?
Oh.
But they're trying out.
He was the cuck.
They're trying out a polyamorous relationship. So he brought home later that day a guy from work to fuck him in the other room. While we smoked meth, and then he came out and told us about how he loves Satan and that we should worship Satan.
If this isn't the most comedy simp clip I've ever fucking heard in my life.
And that guy's name? John Bannon.
No! No!
He does have a 9-year-old girl who probably likes yours porn.
Stop!
Oh, Jesus.
It burns.
That is so fucked.
Yeah, well.
All right, social junkies, your move. Family and friends, come on.
Oh my god.
Todd, we love these guys. Hey, we're just shouting out. We're just shouting out other comics podcasts.
Yeah,
That's-
it's friendly competition.
we love that. No competition. No.
Giving out more
Except-
random facts than
except-
random hacks.
What happened? Where are the random hacks? Anyways, we got one of them here, but
Jesus Christ.
Juan J. Hernandez got deported. I'm pretty
Everyone's
sure.
just dying in the back, getting deported.
We
Yeah,
got comics getting deported now.
Yeah, he was eating the dogs. He went to Wisconsin. I don't know.
Oh shit.
Something. He's gone.
Damn.
If Jason McBride was a movie, I was thinking more like House of Cards with Kevin Spacey. You know, he just he reminds me of,
he does kind of talk in that monotone
Yes.
voice, you know.
and he does grab balls.
Yeah, he grabs his balls
Or at least
a
that's-
lot.
I dream about it, but it doesn't really.
Robbie
happen.
Schrader would be a beautiful mind.
Yes.
Yes.
Cruise. What movie would Cruise be? I think Cruise could be like Freddy Got Fingered.
He'd be
I've seen that
I mean,
one.
it's a classic. It's a cult classic, you know.
Yeah,
No,
it's so
what was
stupid,
that
but-
one that was like
It's
40
classic.
different films, like
Oh,
comedy sketches put into one?
Isn't that
the-
called Movie 43?
Movie 43.
Yeah.
Never saw
I
that
haven't
one.
even seen that, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that feels like it trying to condense something into one of Cruz's sets. It's like anything that started expanding on anything funny, like, we'll move on from it now.
yeah. Anytime it gets good, it's like, oh fuck that, never mind. Let's just talk. What do you guys want to talk about?
Where are my brats at? No. Shot.
No, I gotta give it up for Stephen Michael James to committing to the premise of making every goddamn possible movie. He's almost like Disney up here in the fucking podcast spaces.
Yeah.
Live actioning almost all of these fucking things now.
I don't even know what are we talking about.
Dude, you were saying for every comic that you could come up with a fucking movie for.
What
like,
movie would I be? I don't know. I mean,
dude, again,
Like
like,
I
you're
said,
the
I like
whole
the Minecraft
you
movie,
are
man.
the whole Disney franchise
Yeah.
right now, just trying to
Yeah.
milk it for any
Yeah.
IP
Yeah.
you can get.
yeah.
Star Wars.
I would
Marvel.
like to be more like a CKY2K. You know, it's got a little bit of everything. It's
We
got
can
some.
tell you'd like that.
It's got some shit.
Yeah.
It's got some.
No, dude,
butts.
you're milking it more like Star Wars 3: Revenge of the Simp.
You know, as long as there's milking going on, that's all that matters. You know, I am not lactose intolerant.
Good old Bantha milk.
Well, what else is going on, guys? What have we been doing?
Dude, some
should edit
dude,
a horse
no,
You know.
some dude on a bike almost crashed into me today, going
What
down Capitol Hill.
Like,
Dude.
were you walking? Like,
Yeah, I was walking.
So was he on the sidewalk? What's going on?
He
here?
was on. Okay, so I'm walking down the fucking hill. I think it's east. It's not Olive. Fucking.
It's a street.
It's that
It's
bridge.
It's
one
not
of-
all.
It's
That narrows it
going.
down.
It's down a steep hill. Okay?
It's part of
There
the
is this
capital
guy-
of hills.
Yeah, there's this like black dude probably in
Doesn't
his 20s.
matter his race, but
Yeah,
you can ride
yeah,
bikes.
like a black dude and an old white man.
I don't see a lot
On
of
a
black
bike.
guys riding bikes.
Yeah,
honestly.
they don't swim
He's
around.
riding the bike
steal
with
your
the
bike.
old man, and he's like really frustrated. And the old man's like, "Calm down, just calm down, Sonny." And this dude, he's like, "Fuck, shit, fuck."
He's like screaming and
Yeah.
riding his bike. Wow.
Yeah, he's screaming at his bike. And so I turn the corner, I go down the hill, and I'm like, and this is like a steep hill, okay?
Yeah.
And so I'm walking down it, and then and then behind me, I hear, "Fuck, shit, oh hell no, fuck." and I turn around, and this guy is just going down this fucking hill. He's losing crazy control. He's losing control. He is all moving.
He's
all
got
over
no
the place.
brakes.
He's fucking crazy, and he's just like fuck, and he's getting closer to me, and so I move out of the way right on time, dude. Like these guys arm locked on the bike, and my fucking arm almost got locked into his as it was going down, and I moved it right in time, right
That
on
would have been a
time.
good meet cute.
I moved out of the way right on time.
You're a good storyteller, man. I like how you really just you bring us
And
into
so
it.
as soon as he
the
passes
characters.
by me,
Yeah.
as soon as he passes by me, that's when he busts his fucking ass, dude. And he fucking like bounces in the air and like flips over on the bike 2 times, and he loses fucking his grip on the bike, and the bike just flies in the air and fucking goes into the street and shit. And he's like, fuck, shit, fuck. And I fucking go up to him like, oh shit, dude, hey, are you okay? You need help? And I extend my hand out, like help him out. And he like starts getting up. He's like, get the fuck away from me. I got this shit. Fuck. And like, fuck, alright, damn shit. And so I start walking, and he's just like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? And then the old man, he fucking finally catches up to him, and he's behind us. He's like, I told you, you gotta calm down and be patient. And it's just like, wow, dude.
The wisdom of the elderly.
I almost got crashed into by that fucking dude, and I moved out of the way right on time.
You know, let's talk
he
about
busted his fucking ass.
let's talk about something that we've all been through, guys. Starting with you, Nick.
We're in blackface.
No, tell me. Tell me about your worst bike.
Yeah, we have all been.
Tell me about your worst bike crash. Everybody here has crashed on their bike. Tell me about your worst bike
You
crash.
think they make bikes for my fat
Yeah,
ass?
no, come on, man. You were a kid, right? I know you're
My
riding
friend
bikes.
Matt Somerville.
when you're
got it,
over
okay.
6'5",
We know about him. We talked about him on another pod.
Yeah.
when you're over 6'5", riding a bike, you have enough time falling down to stick a leg out. So I didn't have too many bike crashes, dude. Yeah. Again, literally, I think closest answer was wearing blackface.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what saved you.
Exactly.
I got saved by a guy in blackface in a cape.
Yeah?
When
While riding a bike?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
And he's like, I'll save you!
That's super racist. And that guy's name? John Banning.
And that's a wrap.
I remember
callback.
callbacks. Yeah.
Okay, so my worst bike crash was when I was 13 years old, and I
Why are you
was
laughing?
about 5 minutes away from the local Target store, and I had to take a shit. But what I didn't realize until the last minute is that this was diarrhea. Yeah, and it was, and I was trying to keep it in, and the diarrhea in my asshole said, "Nuh-uh, you gonna let us out one way or another. We coming out one way or another, son, whether you like it or not." And I was like, "Oh man, I gotta get to that Target bathroom. I gotta get to that Target bathroom." And I was going down the hill, and I was like so fucking close. And then I fucking I lost control, and I slid, and I fucking fell and crashed it, and I slid down the hill. Right when I crashed, that's when I shit myself. And I just, this fucking shit went out as I was sliding down this hill, fucking just getting scraped and fucked up and shit. And I was like, no! What the actual fuck?
It'd be so awesome if your colon could talk to you. It's
And
like,
so,
guys, we got to
instead
shit.
of going to the Target, I was just like, that's no longer an option. I'm just going to...
You just go home.
Yeah, I just walked home with jeans.
Why would you have a Target have
Yeah.
diarrhea? You're already shit. What are you gonna go in there for, to shop for toilet
Busted
paper?
up. Half my face was a little scrapped up. It wasn't too fucked up, but it was a little scrapped. I felt all fucked up, limping and shit on the way home with fucking diarrhea stained pants and shit. Where I feel it running down my legs. Yeah,
Let's
it
look at
was
a
a
clip.
good day. Yeah,
All
it was a
right,
good
well,
day.
shit, man.
Shit man
Yeah,
is
I'm
quite,
not telling my story.
I feel like we
Quite the
can't.
reaction.
I don't feel like we can do anything greater
No,
than that
that's it.
story.
a reenactment.
Where you fall down a hill and you're crashing and shitting
At the
and
same
screaming
time.
He
all at
shit
the same
after he
time.
crashed.
I mean, that's like every woman's fantasy. You know? So,
That's
guys,
my favorite porn category.
let's wind down this podcast. You guys got anything coming
No.
up in the future you want to talk about?
Oh yeah.
If I do, I want to just say apologies to anybody that stuck around this long to see it. So
I got
Yeah.
a shit coming up in the future.
I got so my Juggalo homie Concrete is throwing a show on the 25th this
Concrete.
month, which happens to be my birthday.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
I am hosting his show. Oh yeah.
Where's it at?
It's at the substation.
I've seen Concrete.
Substation.
yeah, where I
Concrete.
threw up in that toilet.
Concrete
On
at the
that model.
substation over in Freelard is what the locals call it. Freelard. And then I'm doing a comedy competition on Tuesday when this episode comes out, which is
Nice.
headlined by Adam Tiller,
Yeah.
our boy, our comedy god, and
Damn, I need to get on those competitions. man.
yeah.
You need
All you gotta
like
do is
send-
get on Facebook. That's all you gotta do is
Okay,
get on
well,
Facebook and message people. And
I
then-
got Facebook.
and that's it. Well, this was fun, guys. This
All
was
right.
I learned a lot.
Best episode
I'm gonna take what we said today and really just apply it to life. And I really hope that we really educated the people out there and we gave them something. We gave them something
Yes.
good. You know, Jake, anytime you want to come back on the podcast, you got
Yes.
something to promote?
I
You know
do.
where to find me. Nick Cody producing Tapped Out every month. Rob, you could find him
Looking for a
stealing
mic
your
I'm not banned
girlfriend.
from.
And I think that's it, guys. Any last
All right.
words?
No.
I want to say thank you for having me on instead of just talking about me. And,
Yeah, thanks for having
yeah,
me on,
besides
dude.
that,
I'm glad
besides
to be
that,
on here.
I'm just thankful for all the nightmares and things I'll never be able to unsee or unhear because of tonight. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally got make on the Comedy Simp podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And, yeah, I didn't think it would happen in my apartment, but hey, I'm
We
glad
did it.
Oh
We
yeah.
did it.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Closing it out.
All right.
He's a force to be reckoned.
This is an apartment. I thought this was a stage for casting.
The podcast you can't resist. Stephen Michael James, the host you won't wanna miss. From Seattle to the world, his humor will persist. Join the fun, get ready to enlist. Spitting fire.